Thank you for permitting me to eat Libras. Oops, undo. Sorry, let me get the title up. So this is the LIBRAS weekly Heaven and Hell, good news, bad news reading. And let me get the title up so those who are joining us late will know what this is about. Okay. So welcome to the Mystery of Tarot. This is the weekly psychic tarot reading for Libras. This is the Heaven and Hell reading, which is good news and bad news, which will happen or occur to you or affecting you during the week of July 24th through the 30th, 2023. The good news will be pulled from this deck, the Perceptive Tarot. The bad news will be pulled from the Tarot of the Nile. The clarifiers for both readings will be the Secret Tarot. And if we need clarifiers for the clarifiers, the rarely used Navigator's Tarot of the Mystic Sea. And for the advice for Libras, we'll be pulling from the Hidden Knowledge Enigma deck. Please like, share, and subscribe as it helps boost the channel. Let us begin the reading. Please forgive the background noise. That is a 10-week-old kitten. Okay. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you. What's the good news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. What is the good news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. What's the good news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. What is the good news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. There we go. So the first card we have is the Hanging Man in reverse. This is the Hanged Man. Now here it's set at the seaside, but rather than hanging from a tree, he's hanging from some kind of a captured device. So he's being held prisoner, essentially. And you can see that the coins are falling out of his pockets. In the upright, it's a wake-up call, and the coins are falling up. To what looks, I mean, it's grass, but it looks like an overcast sky, right? It almost looks like a woman in the reverse, doesn't it? So this signifies either Sagittarius or Pisces to me. Let's pull another card. And then the Magician card in the reverse. Here it is in the upright. See, the Magician has all the resources he or she needs. There's a castle and a waterfall. Waterfalls are always sex to me, I have to say that. And what I didn't notice before, there's this pyramid of what looks like coins, which is part of his resources. He has a pentacle here, but he has, you know, this pyramid of coins. So there's 10 coins here. In the reverse, this could be the silent treatment, or someone's not broadcasting something, or you don't have all the resources you need. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries, Gemini, or Virgo, or, you know, all of those signs. Here, the good news is that you have a wake-up call about not saying something. You have a wake-up call of not quite having all the resources that you have. You're being still, you know, whether this is in the upright or in reverse, you're being asked to kind of take a step back and reassess, right? So maybe the good news is that you'll have an opportunity to do that, but we will clarify later. Let us read for the bad news for Libras this week. What's the bad news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. What's the bad news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. What is the bad news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. What is the bad news for Libras this week? July 24th through the 30th, 2023. I keep thinking of ongoing litigation, like either this is affecting you because you're handling it, or I don't know. It's not like you're necessarily involved, but you know about it and it's affecting you somehow, okay? Here you have the card we don't speak of in reverse. Here it is in the upright. We never say the word, the name of this card, because we do not want to summon one of those that describes themselves in this way. And they are real, by the way. I've met a couple of them. So not fun. Not fun at all. But Capricorn, Leo, and Scorpio energy for me. You see, these people are being held captive. Remember, I said that here as well. It is in reverse, so I'll give you a couple examples of how this card applies in the reverse in different situations or in different arenas of your life. For instance, if this is love or romance, remember this is the bad news, right? If this is love and romance, this is sex without love, this is booty call, this is someone who doesn't care about you, someone who's exceptionally greedy. Remember, Pentacles played a theme in the good news part. They're not necessarily connected. We won't know that until we clarify. But definitely, you have like extremes this week. Here you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Now in the upright, this is the slowest moving light. The slowest moving knight. Okay, in the reverse, it's speeded up a little bit. Earth sign energy, if you're dealing with an earth sign in terms of your bad news, it's most likely a Capricorn, okay? But this is someone not making an offer, but rushing in at the same time. I'm not really quite getting what exactly that means, okay? So let's see how it clarifies. We'll have a clearer picture. That is why we clarify. That's the definition of clarify, right? We make clearer. Because individually, these cards mean several different things, right? Please clarify the good news for Libras this week, July 24th through the 30th, 2023. Oh, thank you for the likes, you guys. Please clarify the meaning of the good news for Libras this week, July 24th through the 30th, 2023. Now remember the intuit that I got for the bad news. If you're in ongoing litigation, they're not making a settlement offer. It's greedy, it's materialistic, it's toxic, right? Anyway, we're clarifying the good news. And that is clarified by the Queen of Wands. If this is you, if you're a woman who's kind of fiery, meaning that your moon would be in a fire sign, most likely, or your Venus or your Mars. Or you could be dealing with a fire sign. If it's a fire sign, it's an Aries person or Sagittarius. So this is a person who's your age or older, if it's a person. If it's the abstract, this is a contract of some kind. Contract that you have a wake-up call about or you've thought about for a long time but cannot take action. If this is romantic, someone doesn't want to make the first move because the Magician card is in reverse. If this is your energy because you have a planet that's in a fire element, within the inner planets, that means anywhere from Mercury through Mercury up to Jupiter. Your inner lying planets. This is you. You're confident. You're beautiful. You're sure of yourself. It's interesting in this deck, she has her legs closed. Because usually the legs are open with the Queen of Wands, right? So, because this card is in reverse and waterfalls are sex to me, it may be that you're holding back somehow. And maybe that's good for you, right? Or you're dealing with a fire sign that you want them to hold back. Or you could be dealing with a Virgo. You have 3 fire cards and 2 Virgo cards, right? Magician historically is Aries, Gemini, or Virgo. But here, the Hermit card's in reverse. The good news is that you have the answer about something. There's realization, possibly about money, and or involving one other person or a group of people, because you've got a lot of people represented here potentially. But you have the answer, and that's the important thing. Now let's clarify the bad news reading for you. Please clarify the bad news reading for Libras this week, July 24th through the 30th, 2023. Please clarify the bad news reading for Libras, July 24th through the 30th, 2023. Please clarify the bad news reading for Libras, July 24th through the 30th, 2023. Boom. The Ace of Swords, there's some truth coming out, right? There's some truth about a toxic situation, possibly about a earth sign, Capricorn, specifically Leo or Scorpio for me. It's karmic. It was meant to happen. You were meant to have this interaction or this experience. But it feels like you have this new beginning. That's what's indicated from the cards. But it feels like if something's been ongoing, there's a kind of recycle energy, meaning not do over again, but it's remade in a new way, right? Oh, and you have good luck along with this bad news. So bad news is that an offer is not coming. It was toxic, right? But it's made better by this pair of aces, which as a tarot cluster means good luck, you know? It also means a union, a partnership, a new home, or a new job, or good luck, okay? You get the answer, you have good luck, which kind of cancels out this bad news. So out of all the signs, you have the best reading. Because you're the only sign that had, so far, that had their bad news canceled, okay? So that's positive. What is the advice for Libras, July 24th through the 30th, 2023? Kitty, what are you doing? I hear you making weird noises. Where are you? Monkey. 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 Okay. Boy, he's a rascal. But I love him. What's the advice for Libras the week of July 24th through the 30th, 2023? What is the advice for Libras, July 24th through the 30th, 2023? Your advice is the Bell. But see, like there's like a hand that stops, right? You could be very well dealing with a fire sign, okay? And see how you can see faces turned away from each other, right? And a bell, you know, is a calling sound. You want something or someone to come to you. Now, when you break down 28, it breaks down into 14, which is temperance, which means patience. When you break that card down numerologically, it breaks down to a 7, which is the Chariot card, where in the upright, that's a stop, right? That's a halt. You can see this bomb going down. Now, you have the answer, right, on something. You're being told that you have, from the cards, that you have a revelation of some kind. But this is the traditional non-speaking, non-writing card. This is the writer's block card in reverse. So be careful what you write and say this week. Even though you have the answer, there may be a revelation as to why someone has stopped speaking, if there's a silent treatment involved, or whether you should not speak. Okay? Everybody else is hearing it. We don't have two queens, so it's not gossip. But it definitely involves a fire sign. And the bell is kind of like, it brings you out, right? It's a surprising, shocking, sudden sound that breaks the silence, right? So I'm saying, if there's a silent treatment or a ghosting of some kind, do not reach out, because you have the answer anyway. Okay? All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Libras. Please join us next week, Sunday, where we will either upload or do live the August monthlies. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.